Hey everybody, it's Modern Refugee. Taking a little time today to kind of go through the stuff in my truck and taking stock to what I used and what needs to be replaced. I think everybody should kind of go through the stuff they carry in their vehicle from time to time, kind of replace stuff or add new things that they think's important to them. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. So I thought it'd be fun to do a video and kind of go through the preps and the tools and other survival related stuff that I carry in my vehicle pretty much all the time. First thing that I always carry is I always carry my bag. It's kind of my get home bag, goes with me everywhere. Probably going to do a get home bag video at some point in time. I've added a lot of stuff and changed things around for the season, so my bag's constantly in flux. But one thing I want to mention right away is my boots. Those are kind of big old ugly hunting boots. But they're very warm, they're very waterproof, and they're very cushiony. And I do hike in these, so I'm used to wearing them and stuff. But even though they're kind of big and bulky, they really serve the purpose well. So that's why they always hang out in my truck too. Another thing I always carry in here is I got a spare pair of socks. Just in case there's somebody that's with me that needs a spare pair of socks. I got socks in my bag too, but this is just an extra pair because you never know, you might have somebody with you when you've got to take off or something. But just kind of going to go through some of the stuff here. I keep all this stuff behind the back seat of my truck. Kind of the one thing that I want to mention is I always carry a quart of motor oil with me. Motor oil, things like fluids and filters for your vehicle is something in particular that I think people should prep. I always tell folks that if they want to prep a few things, that a quart of oil for their vehicle or a couple spare filters or some of the fluids that you normally would use in your vehicle, those are good things to have. You don't necessarily have to lug them around in your vehicle all the time, but at least have them at your place so you got access to them if you would happen to need that stuff, because vehicle maintenance is a prep in my mind, one that's kind of boring, isn't really exciting or anything, but if your vehicle doesn't run, you're gonna have a hard time getting out of Dodge. So anyway, something my 2 cents on that. Another thing I always carry in my trucks, I always carry a little cooler here. A couple different reasons for that, but the main one is I always carry some bottled water with me. In fact, I got to go throw a few bottles in there. So I got that full all the time, but that's kind of what today is for anyway, so that's kind of what I'm doing. But I always like carrying a cooler with me, having some water in the vehicle, just so I don't have to filter water right away if I need some. But anyway, I'm going to go down here and kind of walk you through some of this stuff. Hatchet, I always carry a hatchet with me of one variation or another. This one's a steel hatchet here, and I got a scavenged east wing sheath on this, but I always keep a hatchet, and I always keep it right here at this back door, so if I need to grab it, it's real close at hand. Another thing is tow rope. My vehicle's four-wheel drive, so I think it's a good thing to have a good heavy tow rope with you, because sometimes you have to pull somebody out of the ditch, or they got to pull you out of the ditch, especially in a snowy climate that I live in. So a heavy tow rope is a must. Then this is one of those jump starting units. This is kind of a new one here. I bought probably about a year ago. Haven't had any issues with it yet. My old one kind of got old and crapped out. I had that one for a long time, probably like 10 years. But this is a jump starter, plus it's an air compressor. I can pump tires up. I like the ability to repair a tire at the side of the road if I have to. So I carry tire plug patch kits, and I carry this guy with me here to pump the tire up. Another thing that I carry is I carry a small inverter, and this inverter can get hooked up to the battery of the vehicle, plus it can actually get hooked up to this to generate a little bit of electricity if you would need to do that. You would just turn this on with the jump starter cables and clip the like you were jump starting the vehicle, and you clip the inverter cables on that, and it'll make a small amount of electricity. You're not going to be able to like cook a crock pot full of dry beans or something with it, but it's going to give you a little bit of juice if you would need something for kind of an emergency. Kind of underneath here, where I got kind of stuffed in here, I got some bug juice. I got my snow scraper and brush. Got a spare extension cord for my inverter. Got a couple of ponchos stuck back here in case people would need them. And then I got some masks. I got face masks. I got kind of lighter weight ones. And I got some more heavy duty N95 masks, just in case I would ever have to travel through some dust or debris. I got some vehicle. I got those in my vehicle, so I got them kind of at my disposal. They don't cost very much, but they're kind of good to have. This is kind of my just my plain old toilet kit here. There's just some rolls of toilet paper and some baby wipes. A lot of back roads travel that I do has a lot of those outhouse type side of the road parks. A lot of them don't have toilet paper and stuff in them, so if there's no toilet paper in one of them and you show up with a package of wipes, you're kind of everybody's best friend. So I always carry extra wipes and stuff with me. Also got a pack of Mountain House rice and chicken there, same thing, just in case you ever would have to have lunch in your vehicle or something. I got that right handy. Then this is the holster for my carry handgun. I got a couple different holsters and a couple different ways I carry it, but my Kenai is kind of my open carry chest rig holster. It sits in between the straps in my pack. That's why I like it real well. It's real good for wearing when you're driving, because it's in the middle of your chest. You're not actually kind of sitting on your gun when you're wearing that, and it's been very durable. I've had it quite some time already, and it's just been an amazing holster. So that's kind of my shout out for that. I enjoy my Kenai very much. And then I got a spare canister of gas here for my backpack stove. I always carry a backpack stove in my pack. And then this guy here, these are just plain old tarps. I got a couple of them. Got another one stuck back. I don't know if you can see it stuck back in there too. They're just for you could use them to make an emergency shelter, but they're more for like I'll throw them down on the ground if I got to work on something. There's been lots of times I've had to lay on the ground and beat on somebody's fuel tank to make their fuel pump work for them. So it's good to have something so I don't have to lay down in the dirt and the mud, or if something's going sideways, I got to look at somebody's vehicle quick. I can do that without getting all wet and whatever. But like I said, you can also use it for an emergency shelter if need be. Gonna go around to the front seat here in my truck. And this is some of the stuff I carry in the front seat here. Ones I always carry my fixed blade knife, kind of just rides here. Of one variety or another, this is a buck that I've had here for about a year. I've kind of been beating on it. It's been pretty durable for me. Another thing is a pair of binoculars I always carry in my truck. And I don't carry binoculars in my bag. I think they're a little too bulky. I don't use them that much, but I do use them in a vehicle, especially because I hunt and scout and stuff like that. So then I like having a set of binoculars in my vehicle. And then maps. I always carry maps. I live in Michigan, and I've got maps for the entire state of Michigan, and they're fairly detailed. So if I got to find my way around, or an obstacle, or if I got to take a back way home or something, I got a way to do that. Another thing I kind of recommend people do is they keep one of these maps for all the states that surround their state, in case they ever have to travel out of their state. They can find a way around obstacles and stuff in other states if they're traveling. So I kind of tell folks that they should carry a map for other states as well. I like the Delorme maps. They're kind of my favorite. And then this other one here, Sportsman's Connection, still kind of testing this guy out here. This guy comes in sections. Michigan's broke into 2 different states, or 2 different sections with this state map setup. So still kind of checking that one out. Still kind of on the fence. Still like the Delorme's better. Battery charging pack. If I got to bail out of my vehicle here, I've got a way I can take some juice with me to keep my phone and stuff running. And then first aid kit. That first aid kit there is just one that I've had for quite a while. I've completely repacked it from the stuff that was in it, and then I carry a small trauma pack in case I got to do some bleeding. And then of course gloves. I think everybody should carry a pair of gloves in their vehicle. I got a pair of gloves in my pack as well. And then over here, these are kind of some tools that I always use. So these kind of just ride in the door here. I think the most important tool that you can carry in a vehicle is a channel lock right here. It's just so versatile to use for different things. And then a large crescent wrench, same thing, very versatile in case you got to tighten something down or something. You have that right handy with you. And then this here's my mini bug out bag. It's just kind of my pocket pack in case I got to do something out of my truck real quick. Don't want to take my huge pack with me. I can just grab that and throw that in a pocket or clip it on my belt. And then I always have that with me. And then my chainsaw wrench. I cut a lot of wood, so it's kind of an important tool. I keep a chainsaw wrench here in the front seat with me. So this is what's kind of on this side here. I'm going to walk you around the truck here. finish up what I got here in the back seat on the opposite side. This is more kind of my tool related stuff here on this side, but I carry a tool kit. It's got everything in it: hammer, sockets, pliers, screwdrivers. You never know when you got to fix something. I fixed some weird stuff already when we were out and about, anywhere from four-wheelers to boats to other vehicles. Just there's always something that needs fixing, it seems like, when you're out and about. So I just started to carry a designated tool kit in my vehicle all the time. And then these are my this is my tire repair kit. This, in conjunction with that air compressor there, I can actually fix a tire on the side of the road. If I find a a nail or something in it, I can pull that out and I can fix it. And this isn't Mountain Dew or water that's in here. What's in this is about half water and a good shot of detergent. And why I carry this with me is I can take that and spray that on my tire to look for a leak. So if there's a nail in the tire, sometimes that's hard to find that hole in the tire. But if you pump some air into it and you spray that soapy water on there, it's going to make bubbles, and you'll be able to find where that hole is. And then I can kind of evaluate it, and I can throw some plug patches in there, and they actually hold fairly well. And then sometimes you don't even have to go get the tire repaired after the fact. But if you want to go have it a patch put in and repaired 100%, then when you kind of get back from whatever you're doing, you can do that. But I've actually repaired multiple tires on the side of the road. It's kind of I think it's a kind of an important thing to have, because if your tires don't, something wrong with your tires, your vehicle isn't really going anywhere. Then over here, just a little bit further, I got a couple bigger pieces of rope, and these rope, I got just these basic clips on here. And why I carry these is we do a lot of hiking, and sometimes you're going down some real steep country or something, and it's kind of nice to have a little bit of rope to help yourself get back up out of those gorges and ravines and stuff that we hike around in northern Michigan. So I have started carrying these a few years back. They've come in very handy, because sometimes I take people down in these places and stuff, kind of showing them around and whatnot. So then we can tie one of these off to the tree and kind of just use it kind of as a railing to get back up, not doing rappelling or anything with it like that. Just something to steady people when they're going up and down real steep country. Another thing too is if you go in the ditch, if it's real snowy, we got real big ditches around here. Sometimes if a vehicle goes down in a ditch and the banks are overblown with snow, it's real hard to get up out of those ditches. And I have actually been in that situation myself, where I was stranded in the bottom of a ditch, and I had to get out of the ditch, and somebody had to throw me a rope to get down in. But with those clips on, I can just kind of clip that onto the hitch of my pickup truck, and then throw that down to somebody if somebody would happen to be in the ditch. Another reason I carry these here, kind of got some knots tied on at a hand length places along that rope there, just to kind of give people an extra grip. Then underneath it is just your quintessential jumper cables. I think everybody should. That's another thing I think everybody should carry in their vehicle is a set of jumper cables. It doesn't have to be the most expensive in the world, but a good set of jumper cables I've used multiple times. Like I said, it's not a real exciting prep or anything, but if your car doesn't go, your car doesn't go. So you got to keep it up and going. But I've also jump started just tons and tons of people over the years too. So helping folks out, kind of is a thing. Can't let people get stranded all the time. But and then kind of one of the last things I got here is I got some road flares. I've been carrying road flares for a while, just in case I'd ever have to mark a wreck. Thank God I've never had to. But also as a kind of an emergency fire starting and signaling. If I got to signal somebody and it's dark and snowy or something outside, nothing's better than a couple road flares to do that. So nothing too fancy here in my truck, but this is kind of my basic stuff here. Kind of fold everything down here, and as you can see, with it folded down, can't really see any of that stuff in my vehicle, and just toss my bag there in the back seat where I kind of always hang out, where my bag always hangs out. And that's pretty much it. So this is basically what's in my truck video. I hope you guys got some information from this. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. I do enjoy talking about this kind of stuff with people and kind of sharing what I know. But I want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys have enjoying my videos, getting a little information, a little entertainment out of them. But this is Modern Refugee. You guys have a great day.